figure out how to save and invest ideally 10% or more of what you earn every month without fail by figuring out how to spend 90%. So psychologists call that reframing. People are like, well, that's just nonsense. That doesn't work. It does work. So here's an example of why it works. If you need a life-saving surgical procedure and the doctor sits across from the table from you before you agree to have the procedure and says, you have a 90% chance of surviving this operation, what's your decision going to be?
You got to do it.
Probably do it, right? Yeah. What about if he or she sits across the table from you and says, by the way, if you do this operation, you have a 10% chance of dying?
Yeah, you might. It's negative, right?
Right?
Yeah,
but the probabilities are exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It's this stuff's all in the psychology of money, actually. It's like if you sit down and work out how to spend with joy, like I'm going to allow myself to spend 90% of everything I earn every month on the stuff I love and then have 10% left to invest. That is psychologically completely different from going, oh, how am I going to find 10%? And it actually works for most people, not for everyone. If you can't do this at 21 or 22, just keep thinking about it. And if you can do it when you're 25 or 26, start it then. I always talk about 25 to 65. As long as you basically get going in your sort of mid-20s,